Hello, family, whom I love so much. Welcome to our character trait lesson. What character are we been talking about? Do you remember? Honesty. And we've talked about the three parts of honesty that people usually think about in conjunction with honesty. What are they? Do you remember? Okay. How's that? Never lie, never steal, and never cheat. Today, I want to teach you about another characteristic of honesty that we often don't think about, and that is work hard. What does that mean? What does it mean to work hard in conjunction with honesty? Well, it means work hard all day for a hard day's pay. That means work for the money that you're hired for. Let me give you a story to explain. Let's use Peyton for an example. A few months ago, Peyton was hired by an eye doctor in Las Vegas to work for him for $15 an hour. I'm going to tell you a pretend story about Peyton. Let's say that Peyton's boss had to run an errand for an hour or so, and he left Peyton in charge of the office. Well, the doctor left, and Peyton, he didn't give Peyton any instructions of what to do while he was gone. So Peyton could go back in the back room, put his feet up on the desk, pull out his phone, and scroll through social media or text his friends. Now, would that be an honest thing to do? Remember, he's getting paid $15 an hour. Would he be earning that $15 an hour, or would he be kind of cheating it? Kind of stealing, actually. That wouldn't be an honest thing to do. So what should Peyton do? His employer's gone, hasn't given him any instructions. How can he make an honest day's pay? What should he do? He could look around the office, see what needs to be done, stock shelves, sweep floors, clean the bathroom, dust shelves, anything. He could look around and see what he needs to do and use his mind and figure out how he could help the boss out without being told. That would be being honest in a hard day's work and earning your pay for what you've done. What are some of the things that could happen in your own life to earn your pay? Let's say that your mother hires you to clean the bathroom sink for 25 cents. So you go in there and clean it just the very best you can, and it takes 2 minutes. And you think, 50 cents, that's not worth, I didn't earn that 50 cents for 2 minutes. So you look around, you hang up the towels, you sweep and mop the floor, you really do your job well. That means that you're honest for the money you'll be earning. How about your neighbor hires you to mow his lawn? So you go over to the neighbors and you just whip around and do just an excellent job mowing the lawn. And you decide, I better weed whack. So you take the weed whacker and trim the edges and tidy it all up. And then you see that there are some weeds in front of the lawn. So you go and pull the weeds. That is doing a really good job for the money that you're earning. That is being honest. And that makes me think of something else. My father always said, if you're going to do a job, do it really well. So that is a way of helping earn your pay, is to do it just the very, very best that you can, the best that you know how. As I think about working hard, I'm thinking about our fathers during this pandemic. Many of our fathers were so blessed to be able to have jobs, but many of them have had to go home and do their jobs from home. They could be lazy. They could do half of a job and go to the kitchen and get snacks every 5 minutes. They could stop and watch television because there's no boss looking over their shoulder. There's no one to be accountable for. Would that be honest? No. And I know that our fathers are working really hard in their jobs, each one of them in their own specific employment, and working just the hardest they can do to earn the money. They're being honest in it. As I thought about that, I remembered a story from some years ago. John was applied to work at FedEx, and he really wanted that job, and it took him 6 months before they finally had an opening and they hired him. And John went to work and he did everything he was supposed to do. He was there on time. He stayed late until the job was finished. He did everything they asked him to do plus. Well, now it's time for Adam to come along, and Adam needs a job. FedEx looked at Adam, looked at John, looked at the work that John did, and they hired Adam within 2 months. It didn't take him the 6 months to be hired by FedEx. As soon as the opening was opened, they hired Adam because of John's reputation of being a hard worker. Well, then now it's time for Sam to come and look for a job. 2 weeks. That's all it took for Sam to be hired by FedEx, was 2 weeks, because of the example and the reputation of the brothers of knowing how to work hard. Now it's time for Luke to come and look for a job. Luke was hired to work at FedEx before he ever returned home from his mission, because of the hard work that his brothers had displayed in the employment of working for FedEx. So the lesson today, young people, this character trait that you must develop inside of you, is that if you're working for yourself, if you're working for your family, if you're working for an employer, if you're working for our Heavenly Father, whenever you do a job, do it the very best you can and earn the pay that you'll be given. That is honest. Now, here's a question. What are you going to write in your journal today about the things that you have learned in this lesson? Let me tell you this little phrase again. Work hard all day for a hard day's pay. Earn the money. Work for the money that you'll be given. That is the honest way to be. And remember to write this on your house, to work hard. And you might even write on there to, when you do a job, to do it well. Write anything on there that you'll be able to remember for the rest of your life. Now, to end this little lesson today, I want to read you another quote from Ralph Moody's books, the Little Britches series. And I don't know which book this comes from. I don't remember. But this is the father talking to the son, trying to teach the son how to have a good, strong character. And the father says, "There are only 2 kinds of men in this world, honest men and dishonest men. Any man who says the world owes him a living is dishonest. The same God that made you and me made this earth, and he planned it so that it would yield every single thing that the people on it need. But he was careful to plan it so that it would only yield up its wealth in exchange for the labor of man. Any man who tries to share in that wealth without contributing the work of his brain or his hands is dishonest. We must work for what we get and not depend on anyone else to do it for us.